comment, like, and subscribe.
I never heard of black and white coffee roasters. It must be new.
All right, it's 5:30 in the morning. We're at the airport. Get breakfast. We are on our way to Boston this morning. So stopping off and get breakfast and then hit on the airplane and see what Boston's all about.
They're stopping.
All right, we are on the way. We are just crossing into Rhode Island from Massachusetts. So far the car's doing great. I think the oil pressure sending unit's a little flaky because it's bouncing around near the L on the low side. But the temperature's good, the charge is good, odometer, speedometer, everything works great. Nice cruiser, but of course the air conditioning's low in Freon, that didn't work, but can't have everything. Well, it's a good thing the clutch is really light. We've been stuck in this traffic for 15 minutes now, still in Connecticut. But we've gone 167 miles since I filled it up, and we got about a half a tank of gas left. So overall, not bad, and this clutch is super soft. I got the big rig shifter though. Well, if you can see that, we're trying to go through the Bronx and get on the George Washington Bridge, and this is what we got. Rolling not even 5 miles an hour here.
Oh, they're gonna stick their nose in.
Yeah, they're gonna stick it in, let them in. Anyway, good thing this clutch is light because it's giving me a workout.
It's at 9.6.
All right, we are in Jersey. It's 6 p.m. The car's doing great. We got hung up in New York trying to get over to George Washington Bridge for an hour and a half, so that really delayed things. And then the weather got traffic pretty bad, but we're making it.
The heat.
We went 245 miles and went ahead and filled up, but you know, we should have gone more miles. We got stuck in that traffic jam, so now we're getting ready to head out. So I think we got about 500 miles to go. All right, it is 10 o'clock. We made it into Virginia, and we've gone 255 miles, so we'll see how much gas it takes. But we went 254 first, and then we stopped, and then we went 255, so the car's doing great though. It's doing great, running great. So we just got through eating at the Waffle House. Mustang's going great. We're here in Virginia. At last fill up, we got 21.6 miles to the gallon. And for free, we just got a contact buzz from that Explorer right beside us over there. If you can see it, we came out and my God, I got a buzz. That thing, there's so much smoke in that thing, look. Wow, things happen in Virginia late at night. All right, it is 2:16 in the morning. Let's see if I can make my watch work. There we go, 2:16 in the morning. We just made it to the house. The car worked flawless. I'm super impressed with this car. Drove it 775 miles. Awesome. Hey, good morning YouTube. So it's Thursday, May 29th. We had a long day yesterday getting the new car. I'm about to pull it in, but before I do, give you an update on the 87 Saleen. I had to pull the intake off and put 60-pound injectors in it, which is great. I've got this little block here, which allows you to take the sensor for the fans, which is here, temp sensor, and run it into the car. So now we've got a temp sensor here, just adds it to the existing sensor, runs the electric fans to get the temp. Electric fan install is complete. All new belts for the supercharger. I got one little bit smaller belt than what I had. I thought with the tension it was too close, so shorter belt. You can see here, plenty of room now. So this is ready. The Holly system was supposed to be here yesterday, but because I wasn't in town, I wasn't gonna be here to sign for it. So I told them to reschedule it. Unfortunately, I had to reschedule it 2 days out. So the Holly system will be here tomorrow and Friday. I'll put the Holly on it and put a tune in it with the 60-pound injectors and ethanol in the tank. It should run great. And all I have to do right now is take the mass air meter off, because it'll make it speed density, and just put the filter directly on the pipe. It'll just take a little bit of that unnecessary stuff out of the way. Other than that, this car is ready. I'll throw the intake back on it, reroute my vacuum hoses, and with the Holly, it should be tough. Now we'll go out here to what happened yesterday. I've recorded pretty much everything on my cell phone, so I'll be pulling those videos together. But this is the new edition. It's a 1988 LX50 hatchback. And my wife and I flew up to Massachusetts, bought it, and drove it home all in the same day. Right now it is absolutely filthy. It rained on us most of the way, but the car ran absolutely flawless. It averaged over 21 miles to the gallon, like 21.6, and just did everything really, really well. As you can tell, the car is in excellent condition. And pretty much, it's been garaged pretty much all of its life. And it has the original 40,000 miles on it. It had 47,000 when I bought it. It has 48,000 now from the drive. We put a little over 750 miles on it yesterday, and I'm really excited to add it to the fleet. I would love to have had a coupe, the notchback, but that wasn't in the cards. It's a hatchback. That's the only thing that I really wish was different. I wish it was a coupe, but that's okay. It's a really, really nice car. And yeah, it has the red interior, and I thought I was gonna hate it, but you know what? It is so clean, I like it. Somebody changed the front seats out at some point to black Corbos, which actually look really good in the car, and they're really comfortable. I can attest that after being in the car almost 14 hours yesterday, that they did really well. But I'll dive into all the details on it. I have a ton of information here that came with it, history, the owners, and all that. And I'll get into how the mileage is legit. It hasn't rolled over, and I've got plenty of documentation there to show for it. So it's really cool find. And I really appreciate Kevin, who was the owner up in Massachusetts, that working with me. And long story short, so I ended up in my collection. So as you know, I sold the 68 Dodge Charger, my daughter to go to school. I just happened to come across this car and bought it. So, and it was a good price, let's put it that way. So anyway, I'll talk more about it soon, but for now I just want to share with you some updates. I'd love to get it in here and go ahead and do fluid service and all that, which I'm going to do. But for now, this car is tied up on the lift till I get the computer on it. So maybe on later this weekend, I'll do another video, and that'll be about this car and putting the Holly on and getting it running. And then I'll do another video where I actually service that car for the first time. First order of business was to attach some R12 to 134 adapters because it didn't have them. And I tried to jumper the switch, which I did, and got the compressor to turn, and there was no pressure in the system. So what I'm doing now is pulling a vacuum. Once it holds a vacuum, I'll pull it for like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Then I'll let it sit, disconnect everything, and we'll see if it holds the vacuum. If it does, it means I don't have a leak in the system. But if it leaks, then I got to determine where that is before I put Freon in it. But once I pull a vacuum on it, if it doesn't leak, I'll start putting in Freon, which will be putting the 134 in it, and then we'll get the air conditioner working. But I think just sitting up, it just probably leaked down. But yeah, it still had the R12 fittings on it. It hadn't been converted yet. Pretty cool stuff. First can of Freon's in. Seems to be working good. Checking the timing. That down in there. The blue mark is on 10. The silver mark I put on it is on 14. So when I got it, it was sitting about 11 degrees of timing. So, you know, 3 more degrees of timing should definitely help us since I run 93 octane. Now I'm checking the TPS signal. See, it's 865 hooked to the green wire with the key on. So what I'm going to do is loosen these screws and adjust this until I get this up to 996. These are some of the things from back in the day called the 10-minute tune-up. Alright, no matter what I did, I couldn't get it over 0.915 was the highest. So what you do is you put it in your vise or you hold it and you drill these holes out with the drill bit. Just a little bit bigger than what they were. And that gives you more room to move this around. So sweet spot is 0.994 to 0.997. In that range, I like 0.996. That's where I'll open these holes up so I can move it and get it to that point. And there we go, 0.996. And the timing, a little over 14, like 14 degrees of timing. And 0.996 on the TPS. Those are the basics you can do. Now what I'm going to do is put new spark plugs in it and gap them a little tighter, maybe even get a colder plug. I noticed the cap and rotor have been replaced. I'll pull them out and see what they look like now. And it does have the nice coil. I did notice when I'm out there driving, getting on it, it is definitely rich. See some black smoke coming out. So I'm wondering, between the timing being down, you know, at an initial, you know, 2 or 3 degrees from where I've got it now, the TPS being low, and then just sitting up probably didn't help it much. But I'm going to change the fuel filter, the spark plugs, you know, the normal maintenance. Go ahead and do an oil change and all on it, and then we'll see how it does. But for speed density, this is not a mass air car. For speed density, it's running really good. The nice thing is, because I'm putting a Holley computer on this car, I've got a mass air meter that came off of it. I've got the A9L computer I won't need anymore, and just need to put the harness on, and I can make this car a mass air meter car, which I may do later, because I may do mods of this later, like, you know, camshaft and little things like that, just to have that old school rumble to go with the look. But I do like the car. The car's shaping up nice. It does have a leak. The front seal is leaking, but I did notice it has underdrive pulleys on it, which is nice. Stock headers, but an off-road H-pipe and Flowmaster is pretty much the standard. Chrome valve covers got a little bit of like moisture stuff on them, corrosion. I wiped this one off. You see it looks better, but I need to take them off and polish them. And I'll see if they're leaking and probably put new valve cover gaskets on it like they all leak. I may go in and also put all new vacuum hoses and all on it. I'll see what their condition looks like. But somebody did the upper and lower radiator hoses, and it appears, I can't tell if those heater hoses at the back have been replaced. They're black and everything up here is blue, so I'm wondering if they didn't change those. I may change those just so I don't have a leak out on the road. But overall, not a bad timepiece here from 1988. So I found I had an adjustable fuel pressure regulator but no gauge, so I have a leftover gauge I put on it. I pulled the vacuum off, and we're seeing pounds of fuel pressure. That's way too high by like 10 pounds. No wonder it's rich when I get on it. So I'm gonna drop that down to the 40 to 42 range with no vacuum, and we should be right in tolerance of where it needs to be. All right, and just like that, £42 with the vacuum disconnected. Now we'll hook the vacuum back up. Yeah. All right. Now we'll check it, and it's about 34 to 35 pounds, which is completely normal. We know when it's making vacuum, it's gonna pull it down. But yeah, 10 extra pounds of fuel pressure, no wonder it was rich getting on it. So now what I'm gonna do, because I've reset the TPS, I've set the timing, I've changed the fuel pressure and all that, I'm gonna go ahead and unhook the battery and just clear everything out and start over fresh. And then we'll see how this bad boy runs. I still need to put plugs in it and a new fuel filter and all that stuff. But I also found the number 4 spark plug wire back here. The boot was actually touching. If you can see that, you may not be able to see it, but that boot was laid on the header and it's got a burn spot on the boot. But I disconnected it and moved it up, and there's no spark. So that might also contribute to it not having full power if it was shorting out against the header. But anyway, I'll fix the boot later. Just little stuff. It had good parts on it. It's got a BBK cold air. I pulled it apart, cleaned the filter real good, put it back in the fender well. Like I say, adjusted the fuel pressure, probably the biggest thing. Set the timing, set the TPS, and it runs good.